Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the law of attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality. Inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Namaste. This is Mikey. Thank you so much for joining us today, along with manifestation mindset coach Papi DiNuzzo on the Manifesting the Law of Attraction podcast. Not only is Papi a manifestation mindset coach, but he's also a motivational speaker, a successful entrepreneur, and a best-selling author. You can book Papi to speak to your company or book him to speak for free to your nonprofit organization that would love to hear his message of hope, inspiration, and love for ourselves and our fellow brothers and sisters. Pappy's been on what I like to call like the big four platforms for a while now. He's been on YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. But just recently, he started to expand his audience to LinkedIn, and that's very exciting news. He's being able to reach out to even a wider group of people. So please, whatever your social media platform is, just follow, like, and share Pappy Mindset Coach. And not only so much exciting news that's happening, the new LinkedIn, but as well as Pappy loves free stuff. He loves to give stuff away for free, and he wants to help his brothers and sisters no matter what. So what you would like to do is if you would like to be a part of his 7-day Manifesting Challenge online coaching course. It's available for free at papimindsetcoach.com. That's PAPI mindsetcoach.com. Just go to the upper right-hand corner of his landing page, enter your full name and your email address, and you'll be able to access this free and life-changing knowledge. All that being said, let's go to Pappy now to set the table for us. Hi, Pappy.
Hi, Mikey. Hello, Mikey. Hello, Kim. Thank you so much for a wonderful podcast today. I just want to greet our audience. Namaste, my wonderful fellow brothers and sisters. The spirit of me greets the spirit in you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, Mikey, and thank you so much for the intro there on the social media. We've, just started actually about 12 months ago, and our two biggest followings are building up on YouTube and TikTok, and then strongly behind those are Instagram and Facebook. And I've always had a business LinkedIn, but now building things out for our audience. So if our audience can think of YouTube and TikTok, Instagram and Facebook, or for sort of the business of Pappy Mindset Coach to consumers, our brothers and sisters, everyday individuals, and the LinkedIn communication is more of a B2B, business to business. We get a lot of inquiries from successful entrepreneurs, business owners, closely held businesses, husband and wife run businesses, partner and partner run businesses. So that is just a little bit different message geared towards manifesting anything you can imagine, geared towards our fellow brothers and sisters in the business world. So thank you so much for that, Mikey. Yeah, we're growing all the way across the board by leaps and bounds, and it's just so good to get the word out. It's working so well. I always like to remind the audience that I'm always coming to you from a perspective of 100% pure spirituality. I stay neutral as to governments. I stay neutral as to politicians. I stay neutral as to religions. I stay neutral. My goal is to stay neutral as to anything that our brothers and sisters have conflict about, whatever they hate, they think they hate each other, they're angry about, there's some type of problem between them. I attempt to stay neutral to all of that. We want to come from a perspective of 100% spirituality. We come here to first and foremost love ourselves. If you can just open up 1% and just let this message in, I'm only offering you suggestions. That's all I'm here for, is to offer you suggestions. If you can just let this message in 1%, my fellow brothers and sisters, I believe in each one of you, every single one of you, 100%, I believe in each of you, because I know all the awe-inspiring power, the genius that's inside of you. Every single of our 8 billion fellow brothers and sisters, 8 billion plus fellow brothers and sisters, you all have a special gift, and I know it's inside of you. I'm here as the torchbearer to shine universal light on you and awaken this untapped creative power within you. So please lean into this. If you could just give me a little sliver of daylight, 1%, because I believe in you 100%. And I've dedicated the rest of my life to sharing this message, to shouting it from the mountaintops, to be able to awaken this untapped creative power within you. So again, we're always coming from a perspective of 100% spirituality. It's a message of hope, inspiration, abundance, peace of mind. Most simply, if I sum it up to one word, Mikey, our message is a message of love. It's a message of love. The number one universal law. We live in the game of life. You and my fellow brothers and sisters, all of us. We live in a game of life, and the rules of this game are the universal laws. At the very top of that pyramid is the universal law of love. It is the only universal law that fulfills all others. Came here to love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters, to do no harm, do no harm. Treat every person you meet as if they're the most important person on earth, starting with yourself every single day. How wonderful of a world would this be if we all loved ourselves because we appreciate the awe-inspiring power we've been given, if we loved our fellow brothers and sisters and neighbors like we love ourselves, and if we did no harm, it would be a completely different world, actually the world that we're supposed to be living in. That's called the 5D version, not this 3D version that a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters are in with anxiety and fear and worry and doubt and illness and anger and violence, war, pestilence, all these things, poverty. There is to be none of that. That is abnormal, atypical. We're here to get back on the right path. I'm back here to get you to awaken, that inner knowing that's inside of you, to get you to remember. That's my job, to get you to remember why you came here. And once you find your passion, once you find your purpose, you'll never work another day in your life, whatever it may be. In health, and health can be physical health, mental wellness. Wealth can be any and all things financial. Love can be anything involved with love across the board. However you want love to come into your life, happiness, relationships, and spirituality, you can elevate to your best life in whatever category, lane, area, expertise that you want to. You can live the life of your dreams. You can live the life of your dreams. If you can think it in your mind, you can and will hold it in your hand. So we're here today for a message of love to share with our audience and to help elevate you, to help raise your level of consciousness. Open up, my fellow brothers and sisters. Open up to my impression of increase. Open up to this positive energy that I am sharing with you today and on every show. Please open up, allow it in. You deserve it. You deserve it. You are worthy. Accept that. However much you think of yourself right now, however much ability you think you have, raise your arm. If your hand is out in front of you somewhere, raise your arm as high as you can. Put your hand as far as you can up above your head, because that and above is how much true ability that you have inside of you. And that's what I'm here for, to awaken it and show you how great you are and the ability you have, so that you can go forward and live the life of your dreams and your wishes and live your best life possible.
Simple instructions, just open up and you just have to hear it with your heart and not just your ears. And what a simple message is love. I love that. And Pappy, I know the last few conversations we've had, I love that it was about women and just how powerful feminine energy is, and that you surround yourself with these strong and positive, yet nurturing and caring women. I mean, I think it's such a special thing that women have, is that they can be strong and nurturing at the same time. And recently, you've done a presentation with Emily Andrews, the Angel Coach, and that was just a
Yep.
wonderful, positive podcast that I know you want to share with us today.
Yes, yes. I had a recent presentation to, and she goes by the Angel Coach, and I'll describe that in a second. But just a wonderful soul, wonderful spirit, Emily Andrews from down in Florida, West Palm Beach area. And as you mentioned earlier, Mike, I think I'll start from the big picture and work down. That feminine energy that Mike was describing is so important at the very, very highest level of this universe. Everything. One of the most important laws, I already mentioned universal laws today. One of the most important laws is the universal law of balance. The universal law of balance. Everything is in balance. Everything in this universe. It's beyond the complexity of this universe, my fellow brothers and sisters. If you were given all the information on how this universe operates and how it works and the world that we live in, you with your human mind would not even begin to comprehend and grasp even 1%. You could not even grasp 1%. This universe works off of perfect and infinite universal laws, and the law of balance is at the very top. The law of balance at the very top of this universe, at the source energy level, is a perfect blend of masculine and feminine. It's a perfect blend. It's a perfect blend. Think of it 50-50. Think of the yin and yang symbol. 50-50. It's a perfect blend of masculine and feminine energy. And just think about this when you go through your life, my fellow brothers and sisters. Usually when you're having a challenge, something's out of balance. In plain English, people say something's out of whack, something's out of balance, and take a look at that. And that is my number one area. You know, if you listen to the podcast, if you listen to the show, read my books, heard me speak anywhere, you'll hear me talk about my number one goal was helping women and children in need all across this planet Earth. Women and children in need, especially women and children of color. And this is all across countries, Africa, South America, the Philippines, the Far East, India, everywhere. Black, brown, tan, and white, all across the entire color spectrum to help all of especially our fellow sisters in need, especially women and children in need. And as you're saying, Mikey, that's one of the areas that's been somewhat suppressed and has not been as developed. We need strong women. We need this special feminine energy. We need it. We need it so much in our society across the globe to balance things. And women sometimes will underestimate themselves as far as this awe-inspiring power that they have. And I just love collaborating. And I did a wonderful collaboration with Emily, the angel coach. And it was to a predominantly female audience. I think maybe it was 100% female audience. Maybe it was, well, I take it back 97% or 98% female audience, but it was very heavily female audience that she had for that event. And just to be able to draw energy off of that, the feminine energy that was, and the feminine expertise and power, that feminine power that was available, and women at various levels. A lot of them were entrepreneurs. Some were aspiring entrepreneurs who had not started yet. Some were emerging entrepreneurs who were just getting started. Some were still in the earlier phases. Some were successful, extraordinarily successful. Some had been successful for decades, and even our fellow sisters who have been successful for a while, how they're working and helping other fellow sisters to be able to help them to get on the best pathway for success. And Emily just does such a wonderful job in everything that she does. She sort of has like a magic touch, and she really has an angel's touch. So I just like to mention, and Mikey, all I do is offer suggestions. I just offer suggestions, my fellow brothers and sisters. I can talk to you all day long about backing up support for my suggestions, what I'm talking about, but I'm just offering suggestions every single time we talk. And Emily has a special gift. And when she talks or she interacts, there are literally angels around her. She can call on angels. She has a literal special ability if you can open your mind to that. And again, what I said earlier to set this up, my brothers and sisters, is that all of the knowledge and complexity in this entire universe, if it was laid out in front of you, you could not even understand close to 1%, not even 1%. So just keep an open mind. But Emily is just such a special individual, and it's through this high energy. We talk on every show. I think Mikey comes up about vibration and frequency and energy and where are we vibrating at. So when she's working with her clients or she's out anywhere giving a speech, she's on Instagram, you'll pick up on this wonderful high energy that she emits, this wonderful high vibration and frequency and energy that Emily Andrews emits, Emily, the angel coach. So I love feminine energy, Mikey, with these wonderful women who are helping. I've always said my entire life, because I think of my grandmothers, my Italian grandma Rose, my Polish grandma Anna, and my mother Phyllis, I mean, wonderful, strong, giving, loving, selfless individuals. They're my heroes, they're my muses. And I look at them and I look at them as a model for women, and this feminine energy is what really, to me, Mikey, holds all this together. I look at women as the glue that hold all this together, and don't underestimate this feminine energy that you are, in my estimation. I'll suggest you are holding this all together. You're at the epicenter of everything. And I am so thankful and so grateful for all the wonderful women the work that they do everywhere across the board in commerce, raising families, supporting, nurturing, all these wonderful special gifts that they have. So, yes, Mike, we've been on a roll. It seems like we've had a few in a row that were interactions with very, very strong individuals and organizations, women-led, feminine-led organizations. So this is just to pay homage, so to speak, to pay homage to Emily and all the other wonderful women out there that I've met and the contributions that they're making to their fellow brothers and sisters, and especially in this space, Mikey, where we're at in what I refer to as the mind, body, and spirit space, where we've got a lot of servant leaders, and I call myself a servant leader. Uh, Folks have said, you've heard me say this before. I started getting comments decades and decades ago. Pappy, you're so lucky. You founded your own business. You're the president of your own business. You get all the say so. You get to do anything. You get to do whatever you want to do. And I've responded to that for decades and decades with the same answer. When someone states something like that, I'll say, yes, that's great. Yes, you are correct. I've got one boss and only one boss. You are correct. Every single client of mine, is how I live my life, is my boss. I view them all as family. I put them all first and foremost. And with Pappy Mindset Coach, I look at it, Mikey, that I have 8 billion, that I've got 8 billion plus bosses, so to speak. I'm here as a servant leader to serve my fellow brothers and sisters in need. At Pappy Mindset Coach, our target audience is the 4 billion plus fellow brothers and sisters of ours who are living off of less than $5 per day. So, fellow brothers and sisters, when we have a 28-day Manifest Accelerator coaching course. We have the free 7-day challenge. You can go to Pappy Mindset Coach. That's PAPI, mindsetcoach.com. Right at the top, it says free challenge. Click on that free challenge. Just give us your first and last name and your email address, and you'll get a really good flavor. You'll get a really great vibration. You'll get a really great feeling of this wonderful offering that I have to help elevate your level of consciousness so that you can manifest anything you can imagine. Also, one of the things that I constantly say is, read my book, read it every day. I listened this morning, Mikey. I love listening to books. I read, but I really love listening. And I listened to my own book, Mikey. I think when I was getting ready this morning, shaving and showering, and even on my drive to work, I think I listened to maybe 5 chapters of my book. So I eat my own cooking 3 meals a day. I don't tell anyone to do something that I don't do. My fellow brothers and sisters, I love you more than you could ever comprehend. I know what works. Everything that I do, my book, my audio book, my 28-day Manifesting Accelerator course, concepts to live by, this podcast we make available on any retreats, any conversations, anything, anywhere. This is all with the same goal of helping you, that if you can think it in your mind, that you can hold it in your hand. And these are all teaching points, coaching points, leveling you up, perspectives that I've used, every single one. I know they work. I implore you, please lean into it and lean into your best life. And especially for all the wonderful feminine energy in our audience, lean into your special gifts. Look inside women's intuition. You've already got an advantage with how in touch you are with your subconscious mind. And it's our subconscious mind, that bowl that I talk about in the bottom half of that top circle, with your conscious mind on top, your bowl in the bottom half. This creates 95% of everything that you create on earth. And you've already got an inside advantage, so to speak. So all the wonderful feminine energy in the audience today, please lean into this wonderful gift that you've been given. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for this wonderful gift that you have. This feminine energy is absolutely what makes this world turn around, what makes this world spin around. So thank you so much.
Awesome. And Pappy, as one of your bosses, one of your 8 billion bosses, I'd like to say you're doing a great job too, because as a woman, you do feel like you're being pulled in so many different directions. You want to be a strong disciplinarian mom, you want to be a nurturing mom, a working mom, a stay-at-home mom. And so you're helping us by pulling all of that energy, all of these different vibes that we have into one so that we have that balance. So, great job. So I appreciate that. And now, Pappy, I know that you're already on all these social media platforms, but you also have an email mailing list that your listeners can sign up for, and they can receive 2 free concepts to live by. They're just a good reminder that repetition is your key to manifesting. Plus, it's just like a pop of positivity in your mailbox, in your inbox. And I know that you have a concept to live by that you want to share with us today.
Yeah, Mikey, and as always, Mikey, you're so good on stimulating thoughts and popping popcorn with me, so I appreciate that so much. I just want to piggyback on a comment you just made. It was so powerful just a moment ago about how you have so much on your plate, and a lot of women that you know have a lot on their plate. And of course, that reminds me to, the phrase that's so important and so valuable to those whom much has been given, much is asked. So you're so good at so much, Mikey. You're asked to do so much. So I just ask our fellow sisters, like, look at Mikey, look at Kim. I'm so blessed to have them in my life, and look at how much they do. I know how much they do, and it's a challenge that they're so good at it that so much is asked, and so many family, friends, relatives, peers, coworkers come to you and are asking you. I would suggest take that as a compliment, but also make sure you protect yourself and you've got structure, because it's that nurturing and that loving, just that wonderful glow, that wonderful loving glow that women and feminine energy have, that wonderful nurturing. They just nurture so well, and we need them. And Mikey, no matter how big the biggest, strongest, sort of toughest guy is, again, if you look at something like that and say that's super masculine energy, that still needs to be complemented by feminine energy. None of this can stand alone. The strongest feminine energy can't stand alone. The strongest masculine energy can't stand alone. Not for an extended period of time. It's meant to be a blend, and an equal blend. How beautiful is that? Not one side more dominant than the other. Not one side subservient to the other. A perfect equal blend between both of those. So I just looked, and I'm blessed. I'm so blessed to have both of you in my life right here on the podcast today. Kim is just such a strong woman, and I admire her so much. Mikey is such a strong woman. I admire her so much. So thank you both, because I draw energy and inspiration off of both of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
I
Pat. You
have,
can't see me, but I'm blushing right now. So thank you very much. I
thank you.
appreciate that.
Yes, I got all my screens up in front of me here and everything. So, yes, thank you so much. Well, it's well deserved for you and Kim. So, namaste, my wonderful sister Kim. Namaste, my wonderful sister Mikey. So yeah, so you get me going, and then we get creative. So now I'm going to come back to the concepts to live by, part of the podcast. And the first one, I'll just do one today, Mikey, because I went a little bit long in a couple segments. But the first one I'll do is, and it's in my book, Manifesting As You Can Imagine. And my fellow brothers and sisters, I just remind you again, I am the torch bearer. I am the torch bearer. I have picked up the torch. It started with Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie handed a torch to Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill handed a torch to Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale handed it to Bob Proctor, and Bob Proctor handed it to me ethereally. Bob has passed away a few years ago. And I don't claim any exclusivity to this. I hope, I pray that there are dozens, hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands of other brothers and sisters that want this torch handed to them and have had this torch handed to them from the table of humanity. So Think and Grow Rich is where it all started. What I refer to over and over, the future, manifest anything you can imagine, manifest anything you can imagine for the next 100 years. I am the torch bearer of this message, the living word, the living presence. It's important for a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters to receive this message from a living being. That is very important to them. I get complimented on that all the time. It's an interesting compliment when people say, Papi, I'm so happy that you're alive. And I joke around and say, yes, I'm very happy about that as well. And I don't want to go into the full story, but whenever we get in that conversation. So it is very powerful. That's why this message is so powerful coming to you today. My fellow brothers and sisters, you're listening to the show. You're in the sound of my voice. That is not a coincidence. Not a coincidence that you are listening to my voice right now. It's called divine orchestration, divine synchronization, divine unfoldment. That's why you're here. So welcome in. I love you, my fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us today. So the concept to live by, Mike, is double binding message. And again, I refer to my book, Manifesting As You Can Imagine. And this is listed in the back under concepts to live by. And double binding message, Mikey, I run into this an awful lot in coaching, teaching, and leveling up our fellow brothers and sisters and helping them with all the love that's in my heart to live their best life and manifest their best life. And double binding message, Mikey, is what I talk about. Instead of going through any kind of statistics to make it real simple, our fellow brother, sister, Pappy, there's no way I could have manifested my life. There's just no way. I would never ask for all this that's around me, for what I have and what I don't have, and just everything that's in my life, my entire reality. And so, my fellow brothers and sisters, the average human being, for every five thoughts, four are negative. Four are negative. So just imagine if you can open your mind just 1% to allow this suggestion in that you may live in a 5D world instead of a 3D world. You may live in a thought world instead of a physical 3D world. Just open your mind and entertain that, and just entertain how important it is for when you harness and direct energy with your thoughts. You're not just having a thought, my fellow brothers and sisters. Think of it as like the largest butterfly net, or like a lasso that cowboys have, or riding horses. They're going to get cattle rustled up, whatever they call it, whatever cowboys call it. And you're grabbing and harnessing energy. When you have a thought, that's what you're doing, is you are grabbing, accessing, harnessing energy. You're gathering energy, and then when you complete that thought, you are sending and directing that energy somewhere, like someone throwing a baseball or throwing an object. And you need to be extraordinarily careful how you gather that energy and what you do with it and where you throw it. Our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, are gathering that energy, having a thought, and are throwing it into the garbage can 4 out of 5 times. And they say, Pappy, I don't know why I have all this garbage in my life. That's where you're directing your energy. The only thing on earth that can grow is the thing you apply energy to. So a double binding message is what most of our brothers and sisters do, Mikey, is they're sending thoughts and they're sending messages out to the universe. And believe me, my fellow brothers and sisters, where a lot of our brothers and sisters come off track is at the very beginning, not understanding how powerful you are. You have access to all knowledge and all power of all time within you and your subconscious mind. That's where your magic lamp resides. That's where your magic lamp lives, to get you, gives you unlimited wishes, not like Aladdin's lamp, not just 3 wishes, unlimited wishes, but B-U-T, but both good or bad, both good or bad. 4 bad, 1 good, 4 bad, 1 good. Not going to paint a good picture. That's not good. Not going to paint a good picture. So double binding messages, Mikey, where this one comes up with me most frequently is I'll get approached by fellow brother, sister, one way, shape, or form, and say, Pappy, you've turned me on to manifesting. This is vibing with me. I'm sort of getting in a lane. I'm getting in flow here. And I really have the number one thing I've thought about how you talk about, Pappy, identifying your number one goal, your Faith 10X goal. And I've identified my Faith 10X goal. Now, Mikey, when I get approached, as you know very well, when I get approached by our fellow brothers and sisters, Pappy, can you help me manifest? So, Pappy, can you help me manifest, and put a blank there and fill that in? When you fill that blank in, the super majority of times, when people say, Pappy, can you help me manifest? The top 3 areas I get asked are health, wealth, and love. Those are the big 3: health, wealth, and love that I get asked. So let's pick the love category. Fellow brothers and sisters will ask me, say, Pappy, that's what I want to manifest. I want to manifest the love of my life. I want to get married, or I want a significant other. I want a partner, whatever that is. I want love to come into my life personally with me. I want that to enter into my life. And I'll ask, Mikey, when someone poses that to me, I'll say, well, my fellow brother or sister, I just have one question for you before we get started. I'll say, what's that, Pappy? And I'll say, do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? And typically, Mike, as you know, the answer typically is no, Pappy, I don't love myself. And it's just not, no, I don't love myself. That typically is a pretty intense conversation. There's a lot of emotion around it. So what I'm sharing with you, my fellow brothers and sisters, is you can have any type of love that you want to come into your life. You absolutely can manifest anything you could imagine, any type of love, any type of relationship. The only rules on manifesting are that you can't take away from another fellow brother and sister. And of course, you can't harm another fellow brother and sister. As long as you're not taking away or harming, you can never put any projection on someone else or to do with them. We stay away from that. Believe me, you don't want the karma from going in that category anywhere. And you can manifest anything. So you're not able to draw love into your life if you don't love yourself. It's a double binding message. You're trying to bring a positive in and you're sending a negative out. My fellow brothers and sisters, what is manifesting the law of attraction? Manifesting is a fancy word for creating. So just think of it as create. Sometimes just think of the word for you, creating is not as intimidating as manifesting. So you are a creator. You co-create with source energy. And what is the law of attraction? Like attracts like. You are a magnet. Law of attraction, one of the most important laws in the entire universe. I'm simplifying for you in a few words. Like attracts like. So the like that you're sending out is negative. The like that you want to attract in is positive. You want positive to come in, but you're sending negative out. Can't work. Send out positive from a genuine perspective. You love yourself, and love for yourself really means thanks and appreciation and gratitude for all the wonderful gifts, for how special you are, for all the wonderful gifts you have. You're an eternal, endless spiritual being, perfect spirit, perfect spiritual DNA, perfect spiritual spark. You've been given free will. You have access to all knowledge and all time, all power, access to all knowledge and all power of all time within your subconscious mind. There's so much to be happy about. My fellow brothers and sisters, appreciate this. Appreciate this. Start to work on it. Start to work on some self-help, self-improvement, personal development. Spend some time. Turn off the TV. Get off of social media as much as you are. Dial these things down. Spend 15 minutes a day. Just start with 15 minutes a day. Start with 5 minutes a day on improving yourself and making yourself better. The rewards, I can't even put a number on it, Mike. I can't say it 100-fold or 1,000-fold or 1,000,000-fold. It is infinite, infinite value you're going to receive when you start to work on yourself. And that is my whole entire mission, is self-help, self-improvement, personal development to make you the best possible version of yourself you could ever be.
Awesome. And this is one of those concepts. This is why I highly recommend you sign up for it, because this is one of those ones that I didn't even know how to name, but I think a lot of us are guilty of doing it. Um, like you could be a professional athlete and you could be manifesting a win, like before every game. But at the same time, your self-talk is saying, "Oh boy, I better not screw this up. I don't want to let my coach down." And that's where your affirmations are sending different what do you like vibes out to the universe, because you are trying to be confident, but your self-talk is negative, and that's going to create anxiety. That manifests a loss. That's where you get stuck in that low vibration and that stinking thinking that you talk about. That's where, you're sending out all these different, energy to the universe. And that's why we need a coach like you to get us out of that stinking thinking, to get us out of thinking that double binding message. And I know you have another coaching tip for us today.
Yes, thank you so much, Mikey. And this ties into, I was thinking about whenever we started off with the wonderful interaction and a close friend of mine, Emily Andrews, and it is tied into that. So my manifesting coaching tip, you have an entire army, my fellow brothers and sisters, you have an entire army ready, willing, and able to help protect and support you and assist and guide you to be able to manifest anything you can imagine. An entire army, Mikey. And I spend one entire lesson, one entire course in my 28-day manifesting accelerator on describing the army that you have around you, ready, willing, and able. And I'll mention some things, my fellow brothers and sisters. These are just suggestions. I'm not being adamant that you have to take everything literally 100% of what I'm saying as gospel, but I'm suggesting to you that source is on your side first and foremost. Source energy, universal intelligence, God and goddess wrapped into one, perfect masculine and feminine energy is on your side, loves you and desires for you to succeed, is giving you the most wonderful powers. There are so many entities, Mikey, so many higher standards. I just suggest to our fellow brothers and sisters, archangels, angels, guardian spirits, saints, spirit guides, your parents, grandparents, great grandparents, and ancestors, your soul family, your extended soul family. There are so many. You can have dozens and dozens of entities. I can guarantee, Mikey, one I talk about all the time is that, I've seen this so many times, Mikey, is that your your maybe grandmother, great grandmother, great great grandmother who has transitioned, is not with us physically anymore, is standing behind you with a rolling pin and I'm identifying my age a little bit. A lot of people maybe don't know what a rolling pin is anymore because my grandmas were always in the kitchen. They were rolling out dough with the rolling pin, and they're standing with a rolling pin, and that's your muscle. You've got all type of help like this. You have family members who have transitioned, who are right next to you, ready, willing, and able. I think, Mikey, the comment that comes through so much, and Maya Angelou, I just think so much of her. She's another hero to me. And Maya Angelou, her famous saying, when she comes through all the time, she's always reminding me, Pappy, people have to ask. It's one of Maya Angelou's most famous pieces of advice that she's ever given us. And it seems so simple, but you have to ask. You have to put your big boy pants on, put your big girl pants on, and step into how much and how many gifts you've been given. Just step into it. Open up 1%. Accept this suggestion. Just step in to this bigger and better version of yourself and start to ask. So this is under the start to ask category, Mikey. I could go real deep on it, but again, I cover it very deeply in my 28-day Manifesting Accelerator online coaching course. But yes, my fellow brothers and sisters, you have an entire army all around you, ready, willing, and able to help you to manifest anything you can imagine.
I love that. It's like, bring it on, right? Because I mean, honestly,
Yes,
like,
bring
I
it on.
love to
Well,
picture that in my mind. You have this strong spiritual support system, whether it be these angels that we spoke of, or your ancestors, or just this strong field of positive energy. Like, bring it on, right? So, I mean,
yes.
you can make you feel like you can do anything or manifest anything. So, I love that. Pappy, I know you have affirmations. I know that you do them every day and that you keep them in the present. And you always begin your affirmations with a capital I am. And I know that you have a great one today about our goals.
Yes. Yeah, the affirmation for today, Mike, I'm sharing. And again, this is another one I make available in my book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. I am so happy and grateful now that I understand that my goals, which compromise the whole of my vision, are primarily for growth, not for achievement. And this one may seem, Mikey, to be like a thin line as far as understanding this, but I want to make this abundantly clear to our brothers and sisters listening in today. Goals, and we can manifest anything we can imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. But the point that I'm making today, and this is mission critical, my fellow brothers and sisters, goals are to grow. Goals are not to get. Goals are to grow. They're not to get. They're to grow. So it's not about just from any perspective of greed or anything like that, why we would ask for something. We want to grow. You came here, and at the very top of your list was you came here, my fellow brothers and sisters, and incarnated into this life to further express, expand, increase, grow, and create, actually to co-create. But to create is why you came here. You'll be given all the wonder and splendor and glory and benefit and bounty you could ever imagine if you stay in the lane and in the flow of growing, not getting. So it's very important, Mikey. One of my keys that I remind our brothers and sisters of is that the secret sauce, everything starts with our thoughts. Everything starts with our thoughts. And then when we add the secret sauce, we add our emotions to that thought. Whatever, Mikey, whatever you, Kim, myself, our 8 billion plus brothers and sisters, everyone listening today, I can guarantee you, whatever you really, 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 really want, you are going to get. Guaranteed. Whatever you really, 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 really don't want, you're going to get that as well. And why are you going to get them? Because you're thinking about them and you're applying so much emotion to them, whatever you really, really, really don't want. 4 out of every 5 thoughts are negative. 4 out of every 5 are negative. 90% of those are recurring. You're focused on something negative. You're thinking about it. You're thinking about it. You're putting energy into it. It's going to come to you. Stop it. You know what the problem is. All you have to do is think about the problem one time. We're human beings. That problem, it's going to be right there. You don't have to focus on it, remember it, write it out, think what it is. Focus on the solution. Focus on the solution going forward. So goals are to grow, not to get. So when you place this emotion into your want in your conscious mind and you place more emotion into it and you drop it into your subconscious mind, into the rich treasure of your subconscious mind, which is where all the glory happens, it now becomes a desire. And when you plant that desire, Mikey, in your subconscious mind, for all of our audience listeners, You do not want it planted in the flow of getting. You want it planted in the flow of growing. You grow, you place it in your goals, you will get on the back end, you will get what's going to come to you. You're going to be extraordinarily happy. But I just implore you, my fellow brothers and sisters, when I'm talking about goals and what you're working on, your most important experiences, your mini experiences, your big faith 10x goal, focus on growing, not on getting. Thank you so much.
I love that, and I think once you understand that, you begin to trust more in the timing of the universe too, and that's just if you know it's coming, it's just gonna lessen your anxiety, you just have to wait for it, so I love
Yes.
that. Um, and Pappy, some of our listeners have questions, so if you have a question for Pappy, you can go to his website and click on the Ask Pappy link at the top to submit your question, and today, one of our listeners wants to know how important are emotions in the manifestation process?
Yes, and that's we were just talking about that a second ago, Mikey, so that's a great segue, that we backed into. Yeah, so how important are emotions in the manifestation process? They are it. Emotions in the manifestation process and manifesting anything you can imagine, manifesting through the law of attraction. Emotions are the yeast that raises the dough. They're the secret sauce. I call it the secret sauce all the time. You have a thought and the thought only is not going to get the job done. It's when you apply emotions to your thought. When you apply emotions, that's the magic. So you think of it, you visualize it, you think of it, you apply emotion to it, you apply emotion to your goal, you give gratitude and take action. That's what I have on the Vega coin, Happy Mindset Coach Vega coin. VEGGA, visualize with emotion your goal in gratitude and take action. So the emotions, Mikey, are the most important, underestimated element in this recipe for success, whatever you apply emotions to. So we're all human, my fellow brothers and sisters. Something negative will come up in the course of the day and you can think about it, but you would try not to even think about it. But if you do, I implore you, do not apply any emotion to it. Do not apply emotion to it. You could think about it and then just let it go. The universe says, Mikey, ancient Senate Master Council says, we can weigh and measure. We can look at things and weigh and measure. We can even make occasional observations. So we want to be careful with observations because a little bit past observations, then we're getting into a territory called judgment. And that's what we want to stay out of. We never judge our fellow brothers and sisters. We don't judge anything. We, under the law of allowance, we allow them to be. We allow them to be. That's where so many of our brothers and sisters, I've had brothers and sisters come to me, Mike, and they're doing so good. And they're like getting towards like the total complete process, so to speak, and getting to the promised land. And then they'll say, you know, Pappy, I've got better. This used to annoy me or that used to annoy me, but now I tolerate it. My fellow brothers and sisters, way too much negative energy and tolerating, way too much. You're not going to get there. You're not going to get there. This is a test from the universe. Can you let it go? You have no reason to judge your fellow brothers and sisters. They're on their own life. They're on their own contract, their own karmic lessons, their own lessons. You have nothing to do with that. Let them be. Let them flail their arms and go about their day. Focus on what you're supposed to be focusing on inside out. Live your life inside out as I teach you and coach you, not outside in. So emotions, Mikey, are at the very heart and soul of this entire process. And what's so good, Mikey, again, is one last thing here is, what am I talking about, my fellow brothers and sisters, from a big picture perspective? Your thoughts. Does it cost anything? Doesn't cost a penny. You don't have to have a penny in the bank. You don't have to own a car. You don't have to own a house. Your thoughts start this entire process. What's the magic sauce? What's the secret recipe to magic sauce that makes this happen? Emotions. Do emotions cost anything? Do you have to go in a store with $100 and buy some emotions? No, you've got this awe-inspiring power within you. Set your goal. That doesn't cost anything. Doesn't cost a penny. Give gratitude, priceless, doesn't cost anything. You've got this awe-inspiring power within you. Taking action doesn't cost a penny either. Mikey, all of this entire recipe to be able to manifest anything you can imagine, doesn't cost a penny. You have it. It's available for free inside of you. for free inside of all 8 billion plus of our fellow brothers and sisters. And emotions are at the very top of the list. So thank you, Mikey, for such a great prompt on that. That's such a great topic. And I thank our audience listeners for submitting that question. Thank you so much, our brothers and sisters, for the wonderful questions that you submit. And with audience listeners, Mikey, there's no shortage of questions. I think anytime I come in contact with anyone, it's like 10 questions for every, I can never even come close. They're just like boom, boom, boom. It's like rapid fire. So, but we do appreciate the questions from our fellow brothers and sisters so much, because whatever you're thinking in your mind, there are a ton of other people having exactly that same thought. So thank you for these wonderful topics and letting us share and provide some light and some vision on them. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I too love the questions because you answer the questions, but there's so many other tidbits of information in the answer. So I love that. You're not just answering that one question. And it sparks more questions too. So I understand what you're saying whenever you say there's 10 questions in a conversation. But
Yeah.
speaking of no cost, like you mentioned earlier in your answer, as we said earlier, Pappy loves free and he wants everyone to have this information. And you can get a copy of his book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, for free on an ebook. But it also comes in the Audible book. Like Pappy said today, he was getting ready for work. He had that playing in the background. And myself, I prefer the physical copy of the book. So there's no excuse. Whatever you prefer, there's a version of the book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, available to you. And why I like the physical copy is because, as Pappy says, read a page a day. If I need to reset my focus on something, I can open up the book, read a page, and the page that I really enjoy are the quotes. And I know that Pappy has one for us today, just as a good reminder.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Mike. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes, my fellow brother says there's energy coming to you from me through this book. There's energy. You could be just passively listening in the background. You could just be reading it, not even fully concentrating, and just read a page. And you could read it for the 100th time even, and I will guarantee you when you read something, you pick it up, you read one page, you'll read something there, and you'll say, "That was not there the last time or the last 100 times I read that book. Where did that word, that phrase, that paragraph, that concept come from? It's so powerful, and that's just the message that I need to receive right now." That's how it works, my fellow brothers and sisters. So the quote that I have, and this is a very powerful quote from my book from chapter 17, my subconscious mind, in a very soft, unspoken tone and message, provides me with the answer and gives me 1 or maybe 2 seconds to recognize it and to act on it. The longer you wait, the worse it is for your decision-making success, as your paradigm starts to take over and typically provides 100 reasons why you should not take action. Papi DiNuzzo. Yeah, Mikey, just to break this apart, this is, I could write a whole book on just this one quote. My fellow brothers and sisters, one of the happiest days of my life was the day that it came through me, that I thought for years and years, when I got a thought, it was all coming to me, let's say, from the same place. It was all coming from the same location. And the day that I woke up and I said, whoa, wait a second, I'm getting thoughts from my conscious mind, we refer to as our stinking thinking. I love Dolores Cannon's description. Dolores Cannon, who is also on the table of humanity, Dolores Cannon referred to our conscious mind as Mr. Stupid. So I will defer to her. She's in the Hall of Fame, Dolores Cannon, Mr. Stupid. Your subconscious mind is your genius. That's where 95% of everything you create. So when you can start to identify a thought that comes from your conscious mind, what only accomplishes 5% of what you accomplish on earth and causes you to live inside out. That's where your ego lives. There's all kind of challenges there. So when you start to identify that from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, my fellow brothers and sisters, trust me, research it, pay attention, spend the rest of your life focusing on this. Your subconscious mind is connected to universal subconscious mind and connected to all knowledge and all power of all time. It is, as we said earlier, Mike, this entire army that you can build around you for support. The heart and soul right there is universal subconscious mind. And Mikey, throughout our entire lives, 20, 40, 60, 80 years or more, 100 years or more, whatever it is, every single communication from your subconscious mind is 100% accurate. Every answer is an A plus over and over and over all day long. Tap into this universal knowledge that's within you. Tap into it and acknowledge. And even as you're walking, just start to think sometime today, this will happen to you within the next hour when you'll be going somewhere. You'll maybe forget something. You forgot something in a copy machine. You forgot your car keys. You had something to do to make a phone call. When that pops into your mind, just say, was I thinking about that? My conscious mind, was I thinking about that at all? And you say, no, I wasn't thinking about it. Is that really great advice? I left the tea kettle on the stovetop, whatever it is. I forgot my keys. I had something to do at work, send an email, make a phone call, whatever it is, coming from your subconscious mind. And typically the way that it works is, as I say in my quote, you get 1 or 2 seconds to recognize it. It puts it there. And again, we're in the minority in this universe. We're conversing very abnormally right now with air across our vocal cords, and you're hearing things. That's abnormal. This entire universe is nonverbal, non-linguistic, telepathic. And that is how your subconscious mind communicates with you telepathically. It just puts it right in front of you. Pay attention. There is no parade. There are no horns. There are no drums. There's no cannons that go off. It just puts it right there for you in all the most beautiful, pure simplicity you could ever imagine, right in front of you all day long. Turn right, don't turn left. Spend more time with this person, not that person. We want to flow out of and away from negative energy and flow into and with positive energy. Once you get in tune with your subconscious mind and just flow with this all day long. So, Mikey, I implore our audience, our fellow brothers, says, I love you more than words can describe, to get in tune with your subconscious mind and listen when it's providing you with the awe-inspiring, most beautiful, correct answers you could ever imagine. It will change your life like nothing you could ever imagine on the wonderful guidance that it's going to give you going forward in health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, and spirituality. So please, thank you so much.
What a great quote and great advice. And Papi just gave us all a challenge today. So we all have to listen to our subconscious mind. So as we end the show today, I want to thank Papi so much for sharing his time with us and his positive energy. And as a reminder, I want to remind you to sign up for Papi's free 7-day manifesting challenge online coaching course on papimindsetcoach.com. That's PAPI mindsetcoach.com, where you'll find the link at the upper right-hand side of his landing page. Also, don't forget to follow and like and share Papi Mindset Coach on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and LinkedIn.
Thank you so much, Mike. I just want to say in closing, I am so happy and grateful now, my fellow brothers and sisters, for you joining us today on our wonderful podcast. I'm so happy and grateful for you joining us. Namaste. I love you more than words can describe. I'm so grateful for you joining. I would just love to send you in closing. I'd love to send you love and just receive this. Just open up and just receive this. I'd love to send you love, light, truth, goodness, inner knowing and inner knowing inside of you. Remembrance, to get to remember why you came here, the awe-inspiring gifts that you have. And finally, I'm sending you positive energy. I'm sending you positive energy at this very moment. Thank you so much for joining us today. Look forward to seeing you next time with love for you and all your loved ones, your entire family. Thank you so much from everyone here at Papi Mindset Coach. Thank you. Namaste. That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting, because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit papimindsetcoach.com for more resources and follow us at Papi Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.